The following is a selected video from masterthecontent.com, where you will find an extensive video library of lectures for a variety of standardized admission tests. We offer over 600 hours of detailed video lectures for a multitude of standardized tests. Use our interactive in-lecture table of contents to find specific topics of interest. Work through numerous in-lecture examples to help you internalize concepts. To learn more, visit masterthecontent.com. Your career, our passion.
And that's it. We're moving on to amides now. Okay, so I hope you can appreciate the fact that there's a bit of a trend happening here. So as you can see, if we wanted to make an amide, we could treat an acid chloride with an amide. An acid chloride and an amine would give us an amide. We could also treat an anhydride with an amine. An anhydride plus an amine would give us an amide and an acid byproduct. We could also treat an ester with an amine to give us an amide and an alcohol. So there's a trend that I hope you should be able to observe. More reactive, or the more reactive derivatives can be used to prepare the less reactive ones. So just to give you an example of what I'm talking about, we used an acid chloride to create an anhydride. We used an anhydride to create an ester. We can also use an acid chloride to create an ester. And now we're using an acid chloride to create an amine. We can also use an anhydride to do the same, and we can also use an ester to create an amine. So going down the group from our acyl chloride to our anhydride to our ester and an amine, a more reactive derivative can be used to prepare a less reactive one. Okay, so that's a trend that I hope you've observed, and I'm going to show you a few examples as far as amide synthesis is concerned. For instance, in the case of an acid chloride, we can have hexanoyl chloride reacting with cyclohexamine, cyclohexyl amine to form N-cyclohexyl hexanamide. So that's a perfect example of an acid chloride reacting with an amine to give us our amide. We can also have, in the case of an acid anhydride, we can have acetic anhydride, again, once again reacting with an amine. In this case would be aniline to form acetanilide and our acid byproduct, acetic acid. We can also have an ester reacting with an amine. So in this case, cyclopentyl amine will react with ethyl formate, which is an ester, to form N-cyclopentyl formamide and our alcohol byproduct. So as you can see, it's a very generic trend because the amides are at the very bottom. They're the least reactive of all our acid derivatives. We can use any of the other ones above it, be it the ester, the anhydride, or the acid chloride, to synthesize them, which is what we have right here. An acid chloride and an amide, an acid anhydride and an amine, and an ester and an amine. All of those reactions can be used to form our amides. Okay, so take note of that fact.